Hey, I'm Michael.
And I'm Stephanie.
And this is Entrepreneurs Next Door,
a podcast about parenthood, relationships, and entrepreneurship,
where each week we share our journey on how we navigate life as an entrepreneur family.
Welcome back, guys.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Entrepreneurs Next Door. All right, so we are back for another episode, and today we are talking about
our fitness journeys. Not really fitness journeys, but I mean how it's been hard to have a fitness journey and navigate through like life with kids and you with owning your business, and so it hasn't been easy.
Yeah, so all about fitness, parenthood, kind of how it all relates and how we've navigated through it.
Yeah, because, I mean, now that we're parents, it was much easier to have a fitness plan or start your fitness journey when you don't have kids, when it's just you. But now that we have a family, it's been challenging, and I feel like we've kind of let ourselves go, if we're being completely honest.
Got it. Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. I think it'd be cool to kind of just go over where we were, where we are now, and where we're trying to go.
Where we're trying to go.
So how about we start with like a little bit about your fitness journey and what you did before you got married.
So I learned this term when I got with you. It's called like skinny fat. I feel like I've always been skinny fat. Is that how you say it?
That is true.
Yeah, I've never had like muscle. I've also really never had a body. And you grow up and you want to look a certain way, feel a certain way. So right before I met you is when I was starting to have some type of incorporate some type of fitness in my life. And I was like eating right, trying my best to eat right. And then that's when I was looking into gyms, and I would go lift a couple weights, but it was always hard for me to go by myself. Even to this day, I feel like the gym is very intimidating for me. And I don't have any muscle, and I wanted to tone up. So then that's when I came across your gym when you were back at the other location, and I had signed up for your famous fitness challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember when we first got together talking about fitness and stuff, like you would do a lot of cardio.
Yes.
And not much strength training.
No, in my head it was like, I want to lose weight, I have to run and walk. So I would literally go outside and just walk around my neighborhood, run around. And that was that's what I called working out.
Right.
And then I looked more into it, and it's like, maybe I should go to a gym.
Yeah. And nutrition wasn't ever a priority.
No.
For you.
Right? In my head, it was like, I can eat everything I want and just walk and run and I'll be okay.
Right.
And it worked back then when I had the fast metabolism. Yeah. I ate a lot of unhealthy stuff, but I maintained my weight because I would go and run.
Or the common mistake is like not eat at all. Like it's like skip meals. Like, oh yeah, I'm running late.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Like skipping breakfast.
Yeah.
Skipping breakfast was like, I don't think I've ever had breakfast. I would just skip it and go. My first meal would always be lunch for lunchtime.
Yeah. So funny story. So I met you after. So it was like we met.
We had gone out that first night, and then I the second day I had met you, I think, for your fit. It was like the first day of the fitness challenge.
Yeah. Was that the next day? Or was that the next week?
It was the next day, I think. I think we had gone out to party the first day.
Yes, for those that are just tuning into this episode, I used to be a DJ. I still am a DJ, but I used to do clubs and stuff. And so that's how me and Steph met through my receptionist at the time, was Steph's friend. So we met when I was DJing at a club, and I think that next day, it was the next day.
Yeah, the very next day.
Same receptionist invited you to come to do the challenge.
Yeah.
Right.
Those were crazy, by the way. I remember there was like a line to go into the gym, and I was just kind of
waiting. That day we didn't really talk, because we were so busy.
Yeah, you were so busy with all.
But I do remember looking back at that picture, because we would take progress photos for our clients. So you would come into the gym, it'd be this huge line out the door, and then you could come in, you get weighed in we'd do a little orientation, and then we would take your before and after picture. And I remember looking back at your before picture. This was after we were married, like a year after, right? We looked back at that picture and we saw like how your body composition was like that skinny fat, right?
Yeah.
Like no, you were skinny, right? Really, really skinny, but no muscle.
No muscle.
And then I do also remember the first time we worked out together. It was like so hard for you to do.
It was rough.
Like a 5-pound chest press.
Again,
It was like you were struggling.
Because all I did was cardio.
Yeah.
All I did was run.
Yeah, and that's a common mistake, right? So, you know, I've been a fitness trainer for a couple of years now, and mainly we do fitness, nutrition, and accountability coaching, right? So we're more concerned about, you know, helping people change their lifestyle rather than it be just a quick fix, right? So, you know, where most people get it wrong is, you know, they'll eat whatever they want and think that working out every day will get them to their goals, which will get you to your weight goal. But in the long run,
it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable because in reality, muscle is what burns fat. And so when you're doing too much fitness and not focusing on your nutrition, not eating enough of the right things, which comes down to protein, which we'll talk about protein. I think that's a good little subject here. Yeah. When you don't eat enough protein and you're doing a lot of cardio, then you end up essentially burning muscle. And since muscle burns fat, you burn muscle, then fat just goes up and you become skinny fat. So yeah, that's how that came about. Yeah. So yeah, you came into the gym, did the challenges. That's actually where we kind of started connecting through the boot camps. I would see you doing your box jumps.
Yeah.
And I remember you would try to give you a high five, but you were in your zone.
I would kind of ignore you a bit.
Me.
Play hard to get a little bit.
All right. So yeah. I mean, that's how your fitness journey started.
Which I feel like I didn't really have much of not a great start, but like right after I was pregnant with Sophie. So I wasn't able to really continue with my fitness journey because then right after, like, I had kids and then one thing after another. So that's where I say, like, I think I kind of let myself go because I've been so busy being a mom, and my journey didn't start out like we had planned because, you know, I was pregnant with Sophie.
Yeah. So you got pregnant, and then after you got pregnant.
Well, I did try again.
Yeah. So, after your pregnancy was when the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
When the pandemic hit, both of us were just.
Oh yeah, you were. I feel like it
super
affected
depressed.
you.
We just let ourselves go. And that's where I got my heaviest. I was like 180. Now I've always been very slim, just not like genetics, just like, again, skinny fat. But yeah, so COVID was when I really gained it. I think the heaviest was like 185, 190.
And you were really skinny.
Before that.
You were really skinny. So you could see it in your.
Yeah, and skinny, like not, skinny fat, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to like 190. So, yeah, we both got to like our lowest point after your pregnancy.
Yeah.
And also just, I feel like being new parents, right? It's just tough, right? Those long nights, like not knowing what to do when they're crying and at midnight, not getting enough sleep, not having enough time to eat ourselves. You know, it was just a lot. And then the pandemic hit, it was just a lot going on. We.
That's when you kind of started your fitness journey.
Yes, that's where we were going. Okay, so we let ourselves go, and then I decided, like, enough is enough. I needed to do something for myself, which I had never done. So I've always been athletic, like played soccer, basketball, taekwondo, but never really did anything fitness-wise, either like strength training or anything like that. I would go to the gym here and there, but nothing like serious. I I saw this someone else's challenge, 12-week challenge.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And it was like a $10,000 grand prize or something like that.
I remember.
Yeah. So I got my own coach, which is a valuable lesson, like for, business owners and coaches out there. Sometimes you need an accountability coach yourself, right? Like you can't do it all yourself. Like and especially like being a coach, like at that point I had to coach, many people, and we've been doing the fitness side of our business for a while now. It also takes a lot out of you, right? Because you're there trying to get other people to their goals, and listening to everyone's problems, trying to fix everyone's, trying to get everyone to their fitness goals, right? But then you end up letting yourself go, and you're not focusing on yourself and what you're telling your clients, and you're not, coaching with integrity because you're not doing it.
And I think you saw this as a good investment towards yourself for your business. Yeah. I think that's how you kind of looked at it. Yeah. It motivated you.
There was many things, right? Like the money was a big motivator. Yeah. We were like, let's try to get this grand prize. It was going to be great for my clients because I would get to go through my own transformation and help them even better. So we went ahead and did it. So I got my own coach, paid like $2,000 for it. It's a $2,000 12-week program.
Okay.
And it was like weekly Zoom calls, daily, coaching, and similar to what I was doing for my clients, right? And so, and I decided to go all in. I went super
all in.
So I was counting macros to the gram. For those of you that don't know what macros are, it's like your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And so I was like weighing everything to the gram,
everything.
Like 0.00, like to the gram. Which is also not sustainable, by the way. I wouldn't recommend anyone go that hard. It should really be, anything that you're doing should really be sustainable for the long run, right? And so realistically, like you're not going to be tracking your food and counting your macros and weighing your food to the gram forever. Like imagine you being 60 and like weighing your chicken, it's not going to happen.
No.
So that's also not sustainable. But I decided to go all in because I was like at rock bottom, right? I got really depressed, just really like at rock bottom. So went all in, and I got down from like 24% body fat, let's say, to like 7%.
Single digits. I remember it was
for sure like 8%. In 12 weeks, and it was a lot, and I got really good results out of it. Was able to really help my clients. It really helped my life in general at that time.
I even saw like that change in you. And I like that you're talking about it because I feel like maybe not a lot of men are very vulnerable about also feeling depressed, also feeling like you're not doing anything for yourself. And I loved seeing like that change in you. You would like wake up at 4 a.m. and you were so focused, and you could just see how your fitness journey was also affecting like your mental state, and you just had more energy and more like positivity towards your business. So it helped you all around, and I loved that I saw that change in you from like going super depressed because of COVID to like I feel good about myself now.
For sure. Yeah, no, it was great. And taught me a lot. You as well. Let's talk about that time for you. You also did part of it, like started eating a little bit healthier. I think that phase after Sophia, our first pregnancy, like I think you did pretty well, right? You also, you were eating some of the meals that I was eating.
That's right. Yeah. Right? I forget. Yeah. We ordered like these pre-made meals already and meal prepped, and we were eating healthy, and we had like a good routine as to like who was going to the gym, who was staying home. And I also lost some weight very fast with Sophie, and I felt good. When I feel like when you work out and when you invest in yourself and give yourself time, you just feel good, and that's necessary to continue doing like other things in life that you need to do, like being a mom, being a dad,
right? Like our routine was pretty set after Sophia, pretty good, And then decided to have
my kid.
our second child.
Our second child, yeah.
And I think one of the episodes we talked about, it's like, routines are always going to change. Like, you shouldn't set like a hard set routine and get upset or like, mad that routine is no longer, like, routines should always be evolving. Yeah. Right? Your routine should always be evolving.
We see it in our home, how there are.
Yeah.
When Sophie was younger, we had a different routine. Now we have a different routine. Summer's coming, we have a different routine, and that's fine.
Right, right. Yeah, I think in the beginning, I would get kind of upset. It's like, all right, well, I'm not able to wake up at 4 a.m. anymore. I'm not able to do this and that. Yeah. But it's just kind of reorganizing. Like, I think we have time for everything. We just have to really plan it out. Sometimes plan it out more to the T than other days and times. But yeah, so we had Mikey. And now we're here. And I think this time around, again, it's just a little bit harder now that we have 2 kids.
Yes.
But it's definitely needed.
Yeah, I think this is a time where we both sat down and we're like, this is needed. This is kind of like what we need. For me personally, after Mikey, it was right after I wanted to go back, but I had a C-section and I had to wait, and I was very frustrated with myself. I feel like that's what also fed into my depression, just being like, my body doesn't look the same. I'm never going to go back. But I've learned to appreciate my body. I've learned to appreciate that this is how I look after having 2 kids and love myself. And so now I feel like it's because I love myself and I feel good in my body, now my mental state is at a different point, and I feel like now is a good time to start my fitness journey. I feel like I wouldn't have been able to do this last month or 2 months ago because I just wasn't in the right mindset. But we sat down and we're like, this is a good time, I think, now where we can, again, make a new schedule, a new routine so that we can both start our fitness journeys and make ourselves better for our kids, for us.
Yeah. I mean, phases, right? Phases. Like we were talking the other day how like we're finally in this phase that we can focus on ourselves a little bit more. Of course, our kids are always going to be number one, I think, for the next couple of years. But I think we can focus on ourselves a little bit more
than how we are right now.
Because, as of now, June 23, we've decided like no more kids, right?
Yes.
Like 2 is good. And so we decided this is the phase of our life. We're like, okay, no more kids, no more pregnancy. Time to focus on ourselves a little bit more, right? And so now we can kind of work out a more set routine, figure out when we're going to work out, start meal prepping again.
And it's not easy. It's been hard just because with, the business, and we have like summer camp coming up and all these things. And we've just been like, go, go, go.
Yeah.
And so busy, and we haven't had the time, but I feel like everything can be worked out if you plan, if you have a schedule.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that's where we're at. And we also want to hear from you guys and your fitness routines and your kind of way that you fit fitness into your life while being a parent, because that's just a whole thing, right? It's like,
it is.
You need to focus on our kids, but you need to focus on yourself because you need to be strong for your kids. You need to be mentally there for your kids, and fitness and health, helps with that. And so it has to be your priority. Like you've said it before, you got to focus on yourself before you are able to help your kids. Like you got to be in the right state of mind. That's why, before the summer, you would go to the gym at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., right?
Yeah,
because
and I
was needed.
And I wasn't losing weight. Like I haven't lost weight.
Right.
I would just go to the gym in the morning because it would make me feel good, and I was mentally okay to go and be a mom. I didn't really lose weight, but I just did it for me. Yeah. And that's what you have to, as a parent, I think it's so important to love yourself, to do something for yourself, even if it's like small, because that's going to help you be in the right mind for our kids that, we love them and we want to be the best version of ourselves for them. Yeah. But now I think we can take it to the next level, definitely.
Right. Yeah, I like
our
that.
journeys.
Taking it to the next level for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. One step at a time.
We can do it.
So yeah, I mean, guys, comment down below in our YouTube channel, on Spotify, on where else are we? Instagram.
Yeah.
You want to make a TikTok? See if
Hopefully
make
by the
that
next
happen.
episode, I'll have a
Yeah.
TikTok ready and you guys can follow us.
Yeah.
But let us know what you guys do to fit fitness into your journeys, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah, for sure. And also don't forget, if you would like to be on the podcast, we're probably planning one more episode, like me and you, and then for sure want to bring our first guest
Yes.
in. So we finally got everything set up, all the logistics ready to bring our guests into our podcast studio here. And so if you or anyone that would be interested in coming on our podcast, just let us know.
Yes.
All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and
Subscribe.
All right, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you on the next one.